Check. Huh? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to David M. Hughes Stadium. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Varsity Football, as today they will take on the Medfield Warriors. It's the 3-1 Hillers against the 2-2 Medfield Warriors. Kickoff scheduled for 7 p.m. and the team should be coming out shortly, so stay tuned to HCAM.
What is going on? Oh my God, stop.
I didn't get you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Hopkinton Hillers and the Medfield Warriors are taking the field. Here comes the Hillers. Tom Nappy alongside Wally Hannaberry on the call for this TBL Large matchup. The 3-1 Hillers, the 2-2 Medfield Warriors. The Hillers have dominated this rivalry as of late. They're 14-6 since 2004 in this rivalry, and they have won a lot as of recent. They've won the last 3 matchups with Medfield, and they're looking for their 4th straight win against Medfield here today. And this is a huge game as far as the standings, but right now let's send it to the on-field announcements.
Welcome to our Tri-Valley League rival, the Medfield Warriors. Medfield is led by head coach Eric Arnberg, while Mark Sanborn is at the helm of the 2023 Hillers. Captains for the Warriors are number 26, Will Griffin, number 42, Matthew Stevens, and number 87, Nick Gangemi. The 2023 Hopkinton captains, number 8, Charlie Petruni, number 44, Carlos Linton, and number 77, Jason Gerard. Coin toss was won by Medfield. They elected to receive. Hopkinton will be kicking off and defending the south end zone.
And there you have it, the coin flip. And the Hillers are going to be defending the south end zone and kicking off. Medfield will get the ball first. And right now we're going to send it back to the on-field announcements with head coach Steve Simos for the national anthem.
The Tri-Valley League is committed to the highest ideals of sportsmanship and establishing a healthy environment for interscholastic competition. The league will not tolerate negative statements or actions directed towards competitors, game officials, or fans. Such actions include taunting, trash talking, berating of players, coaches, or officials. Tri-Valley League has also adopted a zero-tolerance policy. Warnings will not be issued. Offenders will be ejected from the premises. So please respect all decisions made by officials, respect fellow fans, coaches, participants, and opponents alike. Now we ask that you please rise, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem, performed tonight by the Hopkinton High School Band under the direction of Mr. Craig Hay.
just about ready for kickoff here at David M. Hughes Stadium. It is a beautiful night for football. Perfect temperature conditions, 64 degrees, clear skies, a nice day, nice evening, I should say, for this game, Wally.
Yeah, temperatures are at 64, going to get down to about 60 by the time the game's over. No real wind to speak of, just about 3 miles an hour out of the south by southeast. And I think we're ready to go.
As the Hopkinton Hillers are lining up to kick off. Medfield getting the ball first. And the Hillers, as of late especially, have picked up a win in this rivalry. In fact, in their last 3, they've been able to come out on the winning side. Last season, they dominated against Medfield. It was a 43-7 final.
Kicking off for Hopkinton will be number 50,
Yeah, but in our pregame meeting today, Tom, you mentioned that it would be pretty disappointing if the Hillers were to lose this game tonight, and it should be not that we are expected to win, but it's hopefully we have a more comfortable game tonight for the Hillers.
As Logan Richardson will tee it up, and kicking it away is going to be John Winslow. And we do have a couple of inactives, big inactives I noticed for the Hillers. It looks like Charlie Petruni is out, as well as Carlos Linton, so that certainly doesn't help the Hillers.
Yeah, it definitely is a problem. He broke his wrist late in the game 2 weeks ago.
Opening kick back to about the 28-yard line. That's where Medfield will start.
So Charlie's going to be out from about 4 to 6 weeks. He's hoping to make it back by the end of the season, but that's one of those tough breaks at this time of the year where it's dicey whether or not he would make it back. But I know he's trying his best to get back by the end of the season, and that is going to be a tough one. He's been a real impact player for the Hillers on offense and especially on defense. He's one of the P patrols, all those receivers with the last names that begin with P that make all the catches.
All right. We talked about the P factor.
Yeah.
All of the big plays made by someone with the last name P. As it's a run up the near side, a sweep by McCormack, and he's brought out of bounds after he picked up 3 or 4 yards. And we are off.
Yeah, it looks like they gave him about 6 yards. That's going to be 2nd and 3 now.
They mark him just shy of the 35. So a good run to start things off from Medfield. And I think you're going to realize that Medfield is a heavy run team. And they are led by quarterback Nick Hasapitas, as he is going to line it up out of the gun. And actually, they're going to go with a little trickery here. They went Wildcat with Will Griffin.
Deep throw.
Lined up. Deep throw. It's caught at the 30-yard line. Big play for Medfield. And corralling it in, that was Tamwa Ojalape. And that is going to move Medfield deep into Hiller territory, marked at about the 24-yard line.
Yeah, that's a big pickup for Medfield there. I wish I hadn't said that the Hillers were hoping for a comfortable game here.
That was about a 41-yard pickup by Ojalape, and they went with the trickery, and it paid off. As they'll line it up out of the gun. The man in the backfield, it's going to be a run, and the Hiller defense is ready for it. It was Alex Munns lined up at quarterback. He hands it off, and making the stop is the junior, Sean Baker.
Yeah, he was able to force his way right through the offensive line to get the tackle. That's a tackle for a loss there. That's about a loss of 3.
That's 2nd and 13.
So 2nd and 13 for the Warriors, and it looks like they're going to try some trickery early on in this game. We've already seen a lot of different alignments and a couple of different players line up under center. Alex Munns lined up out of the gun, a man in the backfield. Motion from right to left, and it is going to be a direct pitch to the motion man, Ojalape, who takes it up the far side, and he's dragged out of bounds at around the 20.
Mun's handoff to Ojalapi.
Yeah, nice pickup, about 6 yards there. That's gonna. But then they're still in like a third and third and long here. So hopefully the Hillers can impose their will here on defense.
3rd and 7. Medfield from the Hopkinton.
Back to the line they go.
3 receivers split left.
Out of the gun. Man in the backfield, 3 receivers to the left, and it's intercepted! He tried to throw the screen, it's intercepted! Cooper Fossbender up the near side, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10! He takes it to the house! A pick 6 for the Hillers!
What a great read by Fossbender. He jumped the route right in front of the receiver and took it, what was that, 30, 40, 60 yards for the touchdown?
Thereabouts.
What a great play by Fossbender.
What a way to start for the Hillers. Fossbender read that perfectly and took it to the house for the pick 6.
The quarterback never looked off the play. It was a timing play. He just took the snap, turned, and fired it. And Fossbender sniffed it out, jumped the receiver, and he was off to the races.
Fossbender's 2nd interception of the season.
And they're lining up for the extra point here, waiting for the signal for the referees to go.
Winslow is set to try to kick it through. The snap and the kick, end over end, and it sails through. And just like that, the Hillers lead it 7-0. A pick 6, Cooper Fossbender. Great way to start for this Hiller defense.
Yeah, not just a great way to start, but a great way to answer that big play by Medfield also. Medfield had that big, long receiving play that brought them all the way down way deep into Hiller territory, and that's a great way to answer that play right there with a huge pick 6.
The Hillers will get set to kick it away, and I guess you give the offense a little rest to start this game off.
Sure does. When your defense starts scoring points, it really takes the pressure off your offense, obviously, and allows them to be a little bit more creative, especially if they're playing from a lead.
Well, based on that first drive from Medfield, it looks like that they were trying some trickery, some different formations, and they were certainly trying to mix a good amount of run and pass, and perhaps they got a little ahead of themselves there as Winslow's set to kick it away. And Winslow sends it end over end. To the near side it goes. Return is from the 26-yard line. Up the middle, breaking through. And he had one tackle to break. But fortunately, Evan Fitzpatrick there to bring him down at around the 42, 43-yard line.
Yeah, the Hillers came down in like a wall. It's rather than like a layered tackling formation. And once he broke through that line, it didn't look good. But luckily, there was the one guy there to tackle him.
And that was a good return by Ojalape as back to the line they go. Out of the gun is Munns. Man in the backfield. Receivers spread out to either side with 2 on his right. He'll hand it off. Run up the middle. He finds some room. Breaking tackles into Hiller territory. And he's brought down at around the Hiller 38-yard line. Brady McCormack, a big pickup.
Yeah, that's about a 16, 17-yard run right there. Right up the middle.
Mark him at the Hiller 40, 17-yard pickup. Back out to the huddle goes Munns. And I know in the past it was Nick Hasapides who was typically the starter for Medfield. I'm not sure if he's inactive tonight or if they're just trying to see how things go with Alex Munns. Munns going to line it up out of the gun. He will pitch it back. McCormack up the far side and eludes a couple tacklers before being brought down at around the 35-34.
McCormack again on the carry.
Yeah, he kind of got around the end there for about 5 yards. That's they're Medfield so far in just the little time they've had, it's kind of shown that they're able to get to the edge and get around the corner for a few yards each time.
It's a pickup of 6 yards there, 2nd and 4. And we'll see if Medfield kind of backs off the amount of pass attempts they take. The run certainly working so far on this drive. Out of the gun is Munns. McCormack in the backfield. They're going to try to run it again, and McCormack finds a little space and makes it to about the 30 before being brought down by a pair of Hillers.
Looks like he's going to be just short of the first down there. So going to have third and less than 1.
So mark that for 3 yards. And McCormack racking up the rushing yards already. Already 36 yards rushing for McCormack.
1 yard line.
Yeah, this is where the Hiller defense can't let Medfield answer this quickly after the big play on defense.
Quarterback lined up under center.
Heavy run formation
they're going
here.
with the power eye, and it's a run up the middle, and the Hillers ready for it, but it is enough for the first down.
Yeah, they were ready. They only gave up 1 yard, but unfortunately, Medfield only needed less than half a yard for the first down.
Pickup of a couple yards. It moves the chains. Munns back out to the huddle. Alex Munns, a senior quarterback. They line it up out of the gun.
One receiver out wide.
Motion left to right. And he's going to hand it off as they will try to take it up the near side, but the Hillers ready for it as Matt Bernard in there to drag Ojalape down.
Yeah, they handed it off to the man in motion, cutting backwards. But the Hillers are ready for them on this side. And nice tackle by Bernard, and that's a loss of 4 yards right there. So we're looking at 2nd and 14 now.
Well, this Hiller defense, it's certainly been tested against the run in the past and kind of had a bend but don't break type of defense on a lot of drives, and we'll see if they're able to hold up here. It certainly seems Medfield going to keep going with the run, at least for now. Munns out of the gun. 2 receivers lined up to the near side. He'll take the snap a bit low, but he pulls it up. Going to air it out up the far side, and it is incomplete.
He had the receiver over there. He was open. Just couldn't bring in the reception there. Coverage came late. Hopefully it made a difference. But when Munns let it go, he was open.
McCormack was the intended target. It was good defense down the field. And that brings up 3rd down and 14 to go for Medfield.
Yeah, like you keep alluding to the misformations, the heavy receivers to the left, and McCormack snuck out to the right to get open from the backfield.
Out of the gun they go once again, this time 3 receivers to the right of Munns. And he is going to take the snap, pass deflected, up in the air, and it lands incomplete. And getting a hand on it, I believe that was number 77 for the Hillers, the captain, Jason Gerard.
Yeah, great play by him. That's a real smart defensive line play. When you can't get to the quarterback, you put your hands up to try to block the ball, and that's a great job when you can get right in the line of the pass. So, real heads-up play there by the captain.
Well, it brings up 4th and 14. It appears as if they will go for it.
Kind of like we always say, it's too long for a field goal and too short to punt.
Right. Go out of the gun once again. This time 3 receivers lined up to the near side. Now it's Nick Hasapides lined up as the quarterback.
Looking for the
Takes the snap, backpedals, airs it out up the far side, and it is incomplete. Knocked down. Some great defense along the far side.
Yeah, that was really good defense. We had him covered that time. And the defender, without turning his head back, got his hand up and deflected the ball away right at the last second. Great defensive play. That'll turn it over on downs for the Hillers.
And the intended target was Will Griffith. Turnover on downs. And the Hiller defense continuing to make big plays. And now we'll finally get a look at the Hiller offense.
I was just going to say, here's our first look tonight at the Hiller offense, even though it's already 7-0.
Well, they come. They'll start this drive at the 33-yard line 5:42 left to go in the first quarter. As we have motion right to left, Rivard throws it.
Oh, that's got to
up
be
the
interference there.
Far side towards Pantera. It's incomplete.
No flag. But the defender was on his back before the ball got there. But, bang, bang play.
Well, it was borderline within the 5 yards.
Yeah.
2nd and 10. The Hillers will huddle it up, and we've seen a good mix of run and pass from this offense. They like to test out what works, and then they'll balance their offense more towards what is working between the run and the pass. As Rivard going to hand this one off. It's Bellafato, and he does not get very far. Brought down, it looks like, for a loss of a couple.
Yeah, he got lost about 3 yards there. So you were saying what looks like it's going to work, what doesn't look like it's going to work. Didn't look like the run play was going to work on that one.
We'll bring up 3rd and 12.
3rd and 12 from the 31 for the Hillers. Julian Rivard, the junior quarterback, has had a good season for the Hillers. 55 for 94 overall, passing-wise, and he's going to line it up out of the gun with a man in the backfield. Receiver spread out to either side, takes the snap, and looks up the middle, has a target. It's corralled in by Nick Pedroli, and Pedroli goes into Medfield territory. He's brought down at around the 45.
Yeah, great play. He really was able to step into his throw. Nice protection in the pocket. Stepped into the throw and let it rip right up the center, right up midfield. You're going to spot that at about the 46.
They're going to mark him for a 23-yard pickup. 1st and 10 for the Hillers. Rivard out of the gun. Man in the backfield. 3 receivers spread out to his left. It's Bellafato getting the call. Up the middle he goes and trying to push his way forward. Was able to pick up 2 or 3 yards before being brought down by a herd of Medfield Warriors, including Chase Coughlin.
Yeah, high snap there. Rivard was good job to get that ball down quick enough to get it to Bellafato as he was racing by. And they did pick up a yard and a half there.
44-yard line.
Bellafato on the season has had more work out of the backfield than anybody on the roster. Averages 4.5 yards per carry. Out of the gun they go. Yeah. High snap over the head of Rivard, and they're just going to land.
Oh, no.
It slips out, and Bellafato able to just jump on it. But this is going to be a huge loss for the Hillers.
Wow, that's a tough break right there.
All the way back at the 33-yard line. And that is going to be a loss of about 22 yards.
And it almost wasn't going to be that bad. It was going to be bad anyway, but Rivard and Bellafato both dove on the ball, and they were the only 2 there. And then they knocked it away from each other back about another 7 yards. Bellafato was lucky to be able to get up and get back to the ball a second time.
So now it's going to make it a 2nd and 23 all the way from the 34. I'd expect the passing game to come into play in this situation. Rivard going to line it up out of the gun. 3 receivers spread out to his left.
Really should be 3rd down, right?
And he's going to throw the screen. And here goes Pereira up the far sideline. And Pereira fighting his way forward. Gets to about the 41-42.
Yeah, that was 3rd down. They were late with the scoreboard.
About an 8-yard pickup. But
so Hillers are going to punt here.
He's only 4th and around 23 yards.
So the Hillers set to punt it away. Russell Perryman is out to handle the punting duties. Back to return from Medfield is Tamiwa Ojalape and Will Griffin. And the snap is high once again. He's able to collect in the backfield. Here goes Perryman, and he is going to be brought down at around the 28. Well, Wally, it's pretty clear they have to address the snapping issue.
Yeah, that became an issue pretty quickly out of nowhere. I noticed it getting a little higher earlier, but it wasn't a problem until the one where right before. And then, boy, oh boy, if you're high on the punter snap, you're really shooting it high.
So we'll have a turnover on downs. Medfield going to have some very good field position. They'll start this drive off at the Hillers' 28-yard line. 2.5 minutes left to go in this first quarter as Hasapetus is out there.
This is right about where we saw the Hiller defense last, was
and
right here.
McCormack trying to take it up the middle, brought down. Hiller's ready for it. And he was just stuffed by Quinn Keeler and crew.
Goes for no gain. Remains second and 10 or 11 in Medfield.
Second and 10 for the Warriors. Hasapetus back out to the huddle. And they're going to go with a five receiver
wides,
set.
Yeah, 5 wides, no backfield, empty backfield.
3 receivers lined up to the near side. Hasapetus can throw, and he's going to take the snap. Looking to his right, throws to his right. It's complete to McCormack, and he's taken down almost immediately by Danny Bolos.
Yeah, that's great coverage right there by the Hillers. The 5 wideouts can really stretch the defense, and that's great play by the defense to stick with coverage there on all the receivers.
It's about a 4 or 5 yard pickup on that last play. 3rd and 7.
Another 3rd and long here. They really are rotating their quarterbacks in there. Interesting.
Hasapetus going to line it up out of the gun. McCormack in the backfield. 2 receivers lined up to the near side.
And you've got
someone
movement.
jumps.
That's going to be a false start on Medfield, I believe, the right tackle.
Well, both teams are pointing at each other. It does look like they are pointing in Medfield's direction. It will indeed be against the Warriors.
Penalty marker on the play.
That's going to push them back to about the 30. And that'll make it a 3rd and 12 to go.
3rd and 12. Almost 30-yard.
Yeah, the right tackle there for Medfield jumped, causing everyone on the left side of the defensive line to move. And then there's all your pointing.
Hasapetus lining it up with an empty back set once again.
5 wideouts.
To his near side. Takes the low snap. Throws to his left. Incomplete as it lands at the feet of his intended target, Tomiwa Ojalape.
And I'm going to guess Medfield's going to keep the offense on the field here. Not a wild guess, but you know.
It looks like they will indeed keep the offense out there. They are in Hiller territory. Great turnout for Thursday night football here at David M. Hughes Stadium. Good crowd on hand. And they're once again going to go with an empty backfield. Hasapetus out of the gun, takes the snap, backpedals under pressure, running to his right, trying to get rid of it, up the far side, incomplete, and will that be intentional grounding, Wally? No one was in the area.
Yeah, I don't think so. He's out of the tackle box, and he got the throw out of bounds past the line of scrimmage, so I think he's going to be safe on that one. But boy, oh boy, the Hillers chased him right out of there like his house was on fire.
Great pressure by Quinn Keeler, and he's already made a big impact defensively for the Hillers. A turnover on downs. The Hiller defense coming through once again.
Yeah, there's a second turnover on downs, deep in their own territory.
Well, that's what's been so great about this defense. The offense has a mishap. In this case, you had that high snap, but the defense comes through. And this pass is dropped by Sam Pantera.
Usually sure-handed Sam.
That pass might have been batted as well. But Pantera not able to hang on.
Yeah, he's upset with himself for not catching it. It might have been one of those instances where the receiver turns his head upfield just before the ball gets there.
You don't see that too often, that's for sure.
Especially not out of Sam Pantera. Usually sure-handed receiver.
Out to the huddle goes Rivard. Clock stopped at 23 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Rivard out of the gun once again, and This time he's going to hand it off to Bellafato, and Bellafato couldn't get very far.
Now they're having some trouble up the middle getting any yardage tonight so far.
It's going to be a small loss, I believe.
Loss of about 1 on the play. It'll be third.
Lost about a yard, and that's likely going to be the last play of this first quarter. The quarter will end with the Hillers leading 7-0, and it was all because of a Cooper Fossbender pick six on Medfield's on the very first drive of the game by Medfield. But both offenses, Wally, a little bit shaky, I would say.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, the both have had big plays and then have kind of bogged themselves down. The Hillers having trouble running right up the middle. I wouldn't mind them changing that up a little bit starting the second quarter here. Maybe try to go around the end. Maybe you bring Cooper Fossbender in a little bit to mix it up with a little more power up the middle. But just to kind of, make Medfield not really know what's coming when you're running the ball.
Well, we have a moment in the switch ends. Let's take a look at this weekend's TBL football schedule. Of course, tonight right here on HCAN, you got Medfield at the Hillers. Also taking place tonight, Holliston at Norwood. And then tomorrow evening, you got Westwood at Ashland, Bellingham at Dedham, Dover Sherborne at Medway, all 6 p.m. kickoffs, and Millis at Norton, a 7 p.m. kickoff for that one. So some great TBL action the first week of the league games in the TBL, or for many of the teams. Some of them have already played league games. Hillers are now going to work right to left across your screen.
Looking at a 3rd and 11 here. They need something big here to pick it up.
Rivard takes the snap, looks up the middle, and it's caught by Pedroli. Up the near side he goes, 20-10, into the end zone for the touchdown.
Give an assist to Sam Pantera on that one.
Yeah, I think he actually tipped it.
I think it went right through his hands. Yeah.
You might have got a little piece of that. Unbelievable.
I think it did, and I was about to say, oh, so poor Sam Pantera, 2 balls right out of his hands in a row, but he'll take that one.
And that is a 71-yard touchdown for the Hillers. Nick Pedroli takes it to the house.
We may never find out who that one was intended for.
That's okay. It all worked out.
That's right.
Andrew Winslow out for the extra point. And how about that? The Hillers, they had a couple high snaps on the last drive. Medfield got the ball, very good field position. Defense comes through, and then the offense gets the job done.
Yeah, the center and the quarterback kind of settled things down while the defense was on the field. No problems with the snaps on that drive, even though it was a short drive. When you're speaking in terms of how many plays it went, but very successful, especially on that last play.
Well, that was a 1-minute, 18-second drive.
Yeah, real ball control offense.
And the Hillers go 71 yards, courtesy of Nick Pedroli.
Yeah, great catch and run by Nick Pedroli, too. Not to take anything away from him. And we talked a little more about Sam Pantera than Nick Pedroli on that play.
As teeing it up is John Winslow, set to kick it away. Pair back to receive for Medfield. You got Ojalape as well as Will Griffin. Griffin along the near side, Ojalape along the left side. And he will send it end over end, and it is going to be dropped by Ojalape at around the 15. Picks it back up, trying to take it up the middle. He's brought down at around the 26-27, and that's where the Medfield offense will start this drive.
Yeah, a nice kick by Winslow there. That was probably his deepest kickoff of the night. The first one was pretty short. This one, getting deeper. This is a nice kickoff. Nice coverage, too.
So we'll see if this Medfield offense can get anything going against this very stingy Hiller defense.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Hiller defense kind of hold up before the ball gets into their own territory now. See if they can do that.
Asapitas out of the pistol. He'll hand it off. And this run gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage. And on the carry that time, that was Brady McCormack.
Yeah, they're going to give him about 2 yards there, 2 or 3.
2 yards. Second and 8.
So they give him a couple. Second and 8 from the 30. Up to the line they go. Asapitas going to line it up out of the gun. McCormack is in the backfield. Receiver spread out to either side. Takes the snap. Back to pass. Looks up the middle. And
Intercepted.
It's intercepted. Picking it off. That is Quinn Keeler. And how about the day he's having so far?
Wow. And that's an ill-advised throw there by the quarterback at Medfield. He was double covered. He was like a Medfield sandwich. The Medfield receiver right in between two Hiller defenders. Really probably should not have thrown that ball.
No, that was pretty much in a triple coverage. But a great interception nonetheless by Quinn Keeler. And he already has an interception, a quarterback pressure, and a sack assist.
Yeah, that's a great night on defense right there.
So the Hiller is going to start this drive at the Medfield 46-yard line, working right to left across your screen, and all momentum tipping towards the Hillers. Let's see if they can keep it in their favor.
And a tight formation here by the Hillers.
Rivard out of the gun, hands it off, and up the middle goes Bellafato, fighting his way forward. It looked like he was going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage, but fought his way for a couple more yards before being taken down by Matthew Stevens, the captain for Medfield.
So it's kind of a little change up of running there right there. They're still going up the middle with Bellafato, but they're bringing a couple of tight ends in and the receivers in tight, hoping to get more blocking for him. So they are trying to mix things up in the running game, which is good to see.
Up to the huddle goes Rivard. And the Hillers, they know they don't have to rush much here. Momentum certainly in their favor as of right now, as they're going to go trips bunch on the right side, and Rivard takes the snap, rolls to his right, throws up the far side, and that was caught along the sideline by Christian Pereira.
Yeah, great catch, and that's going to move the change. That's a first down on the right sideline.
That was a tremendous catch by Pereira, and it looks like they're going to mark him at the 35-yard line, a 9-yard pickup on the reception.
And now Fossbender's going to come in for Bellafato. So a little change up here. We'll see what they do differently with a different man in the backfield.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of Cooper Fossbender.
He's got the touchdown.
Yeah, before the pick six. Now we'll see him in the running game. And he's going to get the call here, finds all kinds of space up the middle, pushing his way forward, still on his feet, and finally brought down.
That looked like a 9-yard gain. Yeah, he broke right through the line for a nice run until he met a defender about 9 yards downfield.
Fossbender, he is not easy to bring down.
No.
Fossbender on the season, 26 attempts for 123 yards and a touchdown to his credit, averages 4.7 yards per carry.
He runs upright, but he still brings a heavy load while he's running.
Rivard once again is out of the gun, and it's going to be a keeper by Rivard, and he's brought down in the backfield. Getting through for the Medfield defense, the captain, Nick Gongemi.
That's about loss of 5 there.
Yeah, a loss of about 5 yards.
Third and 6. From the 31
Marked
yard.
back at the 31. So that'll bring up 3rd and 6 for the Hillers. Rivard is going to line it up out of the gun. It's Fossbender in the backfield, motion left to right. Takes the snap, and he's going to throw up the near side, and it's in and out of the hands of Sam Pantera.
That's too bad. Since Pantera was open, Rivard just kind of laid it up a little too high, let the defense, give the defense time to get under the ball. But that's a nice designed play, I thought.
Well, so far the Rivard-Pantera connection is 0 for 3.
With a touchdown.
Right. Well, I guess a touchdown assist.
Yeah.
It was Pedroli who got the actual touchdown.
So here we go, 4th and 6. They're going to go for it.
Rivard out of the gun. Takes the snap, throws up the middle, and it's incomplete. And that'll be a turnover on down, so the Medfield defense holding strong. And that's certainly what Medfield needed to do there to stay in this game.
Yeah, that was in and out of Pantera's hands, too. So he's had a little bit of troubles here in the first half. I think he's going to turn it around soon. I don't think he can keep a receiver that good down for very long.
Medfield going to start this drive from their own 31-yard line. They're going to go with a power eye in the backfield as Peters on center. He'll go to the up back, and McCormack got maybe a yard.
Yeah, really nice job by the Hiller line. No holes broken through it. Everybody kind of stayed in their lane, waited for McCormack to get there, and then they wrapped him up, made the tackle.
Second and
10 at the Warriors' 31-yard line.
Well, they mark him for no gain, so we'll call it a half a yard or so.
Yeah.
Second and about 9.5 to go for Medfield.
You know, the field is an optical illusion from here, from one angle.
Cormack in the backfield, and he's going to get the pitch. He'll take it up the far side, and he finds some room, and he is brought out of bounds close to midfield. That'll be a first down plus some for the Warriors. It looks like they're going to mark him at the 48, so he picks up 17 yards off the sweep.
A big play there by McCormack. Get around the edge, and then tiptoe down the sidelines for 17 yards.
Medfield in business. Asapitas is under center. Cormack in the backfield takes the pitch. They're going to do the toss sweep once again, this time up the near side. Finds a little room, and he's pushed out of bounds at around the 43-42. In on the stop for the Hillers was Reese Goldweber. They're going to mark him for about 9.
Yeah, 9-yard gain there. I'll sweep it left and sweep it right. They might want to stick with what's working here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to this play.
And they're using the wide side of the field each time. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them go left. You got one receiver split way out wide, probably drag him away from that area.
Asapitas lined up under center, and once again they go with the run, and he will get the first down plus some as he's brought down at around the 37-yard line. Brady McCormack getting the job done and moving the chains once again.
Yeah, they didn't really do what I thought they were going to do, but they did go where the blocking was, which was right behind the right tackle. They had two guys right behind the right tackle helping the guard and tackle blow open a big hole there for the first down.
They're kind of doing like an offset power eye.
Yeah.
With two blockers.
A couple of tight ends right behind the tackle.
And they'll go power eye once again. And here goes McCormack trying to fight his way up the left side hash marks, and he will get a couple there.
Yeah, Medfield's starting to feel comfortable with their running game.
McCormack off the left side for a gain of about 2 on the play. Second and 8.
That'll bring up 2nd and 8 for the Warriors.
4-yard line of Hopkinton.
Well, marked at the 34. 5:45 and counting left to go in this first half. quick-moving second quarter so far. And here they go, kind of with that offset power eye once again. And they go back to McCormack, and this time the Hillers ready for it. But we're going to get a flag as he was brought down by Quinn Keeler.
Yeah, they're going to get him for a clothesline / horse collar / face mask.
Yeah. So this may hurt the Hillers a little bit.
But the Hillers kind of had that one sniffed out. They had a defender in the backfield that McCormack did have to beat, which he did. But maybe a good sign of things to come with the Hillers in the backfield. Face mask.
Yeah, face mask. So that'll move the chains for the Warriors.
Coach Sanborn doesn't like the call, but the referee says there's nothing he can do about it.
And it's an inadvertent face mask, so only 5 yards, fortunately, for the Hillers. So that will actually keep Medfield short a couple yards. So they only get the 5-yard penalty. That's a big break for them.
Yeah, it sure is, without the automatic first down. So here it looks like they got the blocking to the left.
They're going to go offset eye and out of the backfield. That time is Cal Gardner, and he gets inside the 25. Looks like they'll mark him at the 23. Pickup of about 7 yards there.
So the Warriors here are moving the ball pretty efficiently on the ground. They haven't had to go to the air yet.
Yeah, run game coming through. They're trying many different formations, and whatever they do seems to be working.
Yeah, all the blocking's on the left here again.
Here's McCormack.
McCormack's going to go. There we go.
Oh, what a takedown by Matt Bernardin, the junior.
A similar tackle. He kind of cut him up high, but at least he didn't get him with the face mask that time. But they were able to break through the line. All the blocking was on that side. They have extra blockers over there. And the Hillers are starting to kind of break through there a little bit. Let's see if they can stop them before they get in the end zone.
So
now you can see here, now they're in like the triple eye.
Yeah, they're going to go with that power eye out of the backfield. And it is going to be a pass to the near side. It's caught. And inside the 10 he goes. And he was tackled right around
right about the 1.
The 1, yeah.
As a tight end was able to slip out there all by himself for a little bit before the defense reacted to him.
And there is an injury on the field. It looks like an injured Medfield Warrior. So the Warriors going to have a first down inside the 5, but with the injury, we'll step aside on HCAT. And I believe making that catch on that last play, I believe it was Matt Stevens. And all the way to the 1 they go.
Yes.
So first and goal from the 1. Medfield looking for 6.
They've got a lot of blocking on the left.
It is Hasapitas lining it up under center. And he's going to pitch it to McCormack. McCormack finds some room along the far side and takes it in. It is a Medfield Warriors touchdown.
A lot of that zone blocking, or slide blocking you call it, on the offensive line, just pushing the defense sideways. And McCormack had plenty of room on the left side with room to work with, and he was able to finally get around the end and just kind of waltz right into the end zone. Cutting the lead, pending the extra point in half here, possibly.
Well, the Hiller defense going to have to step it up against the run, and they're on the field quite a bit in that first half. I wonder if that maybe had an impact.
Yeah, you're right about that. Their offensive drives have been short, so the Hiller defense could be starting to feel the effects of being on the field for so long. They could be wearing down.
And they take a timeout before the extra point. Perhaps they're discussing going for two. .352 left to go in this first half. A 14-6 lead for the Hillers. And that was a pretty long drive by the Medfield Warriors as well. They went 4 minutes and 10 seconds.
It's got to be the longest drive by far of the game.
The game, definitely. It started at the 31, so a 69-yard drive, with the result being a 1-yard touchdown by Brady McCormack.
And only one pass on the whole drive. Just that second to last play there to the tight end to the 1 yard line. And they are just going to kick for one.
So here they go for the extra point.
It's good.
It is good. Max Masters puts it through, and it's a 14-7 game.
So they do cut the lead in half. Now the Hillers have to come out and answer. If they can, they've got almost 4 minutes to do it. So it's plenty of time so far that we've seen in this game for a team to go down and score.
Well, and you look at, we talked about a couple of big injuries for the Hillers, or a couple of inactives prior to the game, with Charlie Petruni, Carlos Linton being out, two key guys on really both sides of the ball.
Right.
And especially with that defense. But you're seeing guys that normally you wouldn't mention their names too much step up.
Absolutely, yeah.
Keeler, who's really stepped up.
Right.
But the Hiller offense going to come back out as Medfield set to kick it away. And I think, Wally, the offense really needs to make a statement here. They've been stopped short on the last couple of drives, and the momentum, you could just kind of feel it tipping in Medfield's favor.
Right. They really have only had one drive where they've gotten any points on offense. Other than that, they've kind of been stymied. I think they kind of need to get their momentum going on the ground, change things up like we mentioned. But I'd also like to see Sam Pantera get kind of catch his mojo back and start catching the ball. And I think that'll be a big help for the Hillers going forward, especially in the second half.
Asapitas tees it up. Back to receive for the Hillers. You got Shakai Belafato, as well as Christian Pereira, as it's going to sail to Belafato, return from the 15. And he's going to find a little bit of room. Here he goes, up midfield. And, he fumbled, and it was picked up by another Hiller, Josh Buentello. And Buentello took it up the far side for even more yards.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
He got another 20 yards out of that after I don't know if it was a fumble or if he pitched it to him.
He might have. I gotta see that one again.
It's probably more likely a fumble, but I wasn't able to see it.
What a return.
And there was no break in the action, almost like he did pitch it.
I thought he was down, and all of a sudden I see Buentello flying up to
I was like, that's not the same guy.
I think you're right. I think it might have been a pitch.
But in any case, the Hillers have great field position already into Medfield territory here on the 42-yard line.
Well, nothing puts the momentum in your favor like a good kick return. Vard going to line it up out of the gun.
Ooh, high snap again.
High snap, and here goes Belafato up the middle, and he fights his way towards about the 38.
Yeah, there's a little good run up the middle by Belafato. That's more yards than I think he's gotten up the middle all game. Another high snap, though, that doesn't make me feel good.
Second and 6 at the Medfield 38-yard line.
Well, I was able to catch a glimpse of the replay. It almost looks like it was a fumble.
Yeah. Probably more likely was a fumble. Probably one bounced right up into his gut. But I didn't see it, so and the play went so smoothly, almost like he pitched it.
Well, I think if you ask him, he's going to say he pitched it.
Right.
Out of the pistol this time, and Pedroli cutting to the near side. Medfield defense ready for it. Dragged down by the captain, Nick Gongemi.
So he's going to lose all the yards that Belafato got in the play before. You're going to look at a 3rd and 10 here.
be 3rd and 10 from the original line of scrimmage at the...
This will be disappointing if the drive stalls out here after such an exciting run back on the kickoff.
Well, the Hillers looking for a big play. They're going to line up with Trips Bunch on the right side of the offense. He'll take the snap, rolls to his right, and he's going to take it himself towards the sideline, and he's brought down well short of the first down. Maybe with forward progress, he got to about the 40.
Yeah, it looks like he might have got just to pass the line of scrimmage, and it looked like he took a pretty good pop at the sideline there. The Medfield crowd reacted pretty well to it.
It looks like the Hillers may punt it away here.
Excuse me, 4th and 10. Russell Perryman.
They will indeed. Russell Perryman is out there.
Will Griffin and Kamiwa Ajalabi.
Griffin and Ojalape back to receive.
Let's hope he keeps the snap down, which he did.
And
nice high punt.
Yeah, high punt.
Oh, he muffed it. He muffed it.
And I think the
Hillers have it. Hillers have it.
They do indeed. Hillers recover.
I
think that was planned by the Hillers offense.
Unbelievable.
Boy, that's 2 lucky special teams plays in a row here by the Hillers. The kickoff fumble that was advanced 20 more yards, and now the muffed punt by Medfield, giving the ball back to the Hillers. 1st and 10 from the 25, 26.
Well, you know, the offense hasn't been effective, but special teams certainly has.
Yeah, on this last 2-minute drive, yeah.
Ball is marked at the 25-yard line. 1:28 left to go in the half, so the Hillers will have to work quickly here. And he's going to throw the screen. Pantera up the near side, and he is brought down just shy of the 15.
Nice play. Nice way to. I like the way Pantera really was deliberate in catching that ball, making sure he secured it, and then advanced up the field like he does. Nice catch and run there for about 8 yards.
That'll bring up 2nd and 2 from the 17-yard line. Vard going to line it up out of the gun. Velafato is in the backfield. And this is going to be a run, and was there a fumble there?
No, he didn't get very far, though, if at all.
Belfato gets
no gain on the play.
No gain on that last play. That'll keep it at 2 yards to go and bring up 3rd down, and we're going to get a timeout with 43 seconds left. Well, you'd think that, I mean, it's 3rd and 2, so you want to try to get that first down, but what are you going here? Are you going with the pass? Or are you going with the run?
If I were to go with the run, I would make it Fossbender, I think. If we go with the pass, I wouldn't mind a nice screen pass out to about the line of scrimmage to Pantera to see what he can turn it into.
And they've only rushed to Fossbender out of the backfield just once today.
And he had nine yards.
So we'll see what they do here. But you're right, Wally. I mean, after recovering the fumble on the punt, you have to make Medfield pay for that. This is a big drive here for them.
Sure, especially after your scintillating run back on the kickoff.
Well, they listened to you. They got Fossbender in the backfield. Rivard going to line it up out of the gun. 2 receivers spread out to either side.
Spreading out wide, hopefully to reduce the number of defenders up the middle.
And it's going to be a pass to the far side. Pedroli takes a big hit, but he should have enough for the first down.
Yeah, nice play. The play action with Fossbenders. Everybody is sucked in. All the inside linebacker, all the interior linemen came in on Fossbender. Enabled everything else in the field to open up for Pedroli for the first down. Very well executed play.
Certainly was. And
I think we got another timeout here.
That ended up being a 6-yard pickup, so the ball marked at the 11-yard line. Another timeout with 36 seconds left to go to stop the clock for the Hillers.
So we got 36 seconds to get 11 yards, and you can get the first down and keep going if you can keep stopping the clock. So have they used 2 timeouts so far?
They got one
left. Use the sidelines if you want.
It wouldn't surprise me if they go for it all right here.
Yeah, right. Want to take 2 or 3 cracks at it.
Well, it is a first down, but if you go with the run, you certainly want to get out of bounds or use that timeout, but I think you'd probably want to save that timeout.
Yeah, I think you do too, in case worst comes to worst and you need to get your kicking unit out there.
First and 10 from the 11. The Hillers hoping to take advantage of recovering a fumble on the punt. Medfield was just about to get the ball back. And then you had that fumble. Rivard is going to line it up out of the gun. A man in the backfield. He'll roll to his right. Off the side.
Oh, wow.
It is caught.
What a catch.
What an unbelievable catch for the Hillers. And they put 6 more points on the board. And that was Christian Pereira on the reception. The touchdown reception for the Hillers, an 11-yard touchdown reception.
Yeah, Rivard put it right over the defender's head, who was right in front of Pantera, and Pantera went up and over the defender. Up, he was behind the defender, up, over, reached in front of him and grabbed that ball over his head. That's a great play by Pantera. Pereira.
Yeah, Christian Pereira, a name that you don't hear that much getting into the end zone, but believe it or not, he was quiet about it, but that's his 3rd touchdown of the season.
Yeah. And the extra point for the Hillers is good, so they've doubled their lead here. Now they're up 21-7 with only 29 seconds left in the half.
Well, that's just great momentum heading into the halftime locker room. You get that 7 points back, go back up by 14 as long as you're able to hold this Medfield offense.
Yeah, just going to say, as long as you can smother this kickoff.
I don't think Medfield's just going to go back into the halftime locker room. You got to imagine that they're going to try to get some gains here and try to break through with a big run or perhaps a big pass.
No, I agree. Yeah, there's no sense in kneeling on it. I think if you're Medfield, you want to, even if you don't score, just get some positive momentum going before you head into the locker room. And that's why I say the Hillers have to really smother this kickoff and keep Medfield from doing anything.
Well, how about that? Another short and sweet touchdown drive from the Hillers as here's the return. Up the middle, and here goes McCormack, and he had a great return as he took it to about midfield before being brought down. On the tackle for the Hillers, that was Lucas Edmonds.
I think they're giving him an extra yard that he didn't gain, but who's quibbling? Yeah, that's a great return for Medfield right there. That's exactly what kind of the Hillers did not want to have happen. He was lucky he didn't break free. He really didn't have many.
He was about one tackle away.
Yeah, he had the defenders beside him. He just had to outrun them, and he couldn't.
Ball is marked at the Hillers' 49-yard line. 22 seconds left to go in the half. Last drive by the Hillers lasted a minute. Actually lasted about 40 seconds and went 75 yards for the touchdown. Screen to McCormack. Up the near side he goes. And he pushed defenders forward before being brought down at around the 37-38.
There's a first down, and we're at they took a timeout here, so we stopped the clock with 14 seconds to go. There's plenty of time if Medfield wants to try to get things going here.
Yeah, I don't believe they used the timeout yet.
They just now, I think, is their first one, right?
Or actually, they used one before the extra point.
Okay.
So
right, before the extra point. So, yeah, each team now has one timeout remaining.
So they got, one more. They got the ball at the 35, 14 seconds. The Hiller defense needs to come up with a big stop here to go in the halftime locker room and remain up by 14. And you'd have to think Medfield, they're going to go pass here.
Right, yeah, they're looking for chunks of yardage here and the sidelines rather than, they can't, run it up the middle, I don't think. If they do, something really bad has happened.
Varsity going to line it up out of the gun. 3 receivers spread out to his left. The Hillers look like they might bring the pressure. Back to pass. Airs it out up the far side.
Intercepted.
Intercepted. Picked off by Ja'Kai Belafato. What a great read there by Belafato. Knew exactly where Varsity was going and picks it off. And the Hillers can now just knee out the clock and head into the halftime locker room up 21-7.
So that was an interception in the end zone, and they gave him that just dead ball in the end zone. So they're going to bring it out to the 20 for the Hillers.
Well, it doesn't get any better than that.
No, that's a nice one. Yeah, very, very good defense. They all had their heads about them. Everybody was aware of the ball.
Second interception of the day for this Hiller defense. Up to the line they go. And they'll just knee out the clock, and that'll do it. An impressive first half by the Hillers, and they had a couple of struggles with some high snaps at one point, and Medfield was able to work their way up the field for a nice 4+ minute drive. But the defense came through when it counted, and they're up 21-7 heading into the halftime break, Wally.
Yeah, aside from that one long drive by Medfield, which largely keeping the ball on the ground, aside from that one drive, the Hiller defense really came up big tonight so far in the first half.
Well, it's been a fun game. We got another half to go, and we're going to step aside, let you enjoy the scenery and perhaps the Hopkinton High School band at the halftime break. It's the Hopkinton Hillers 21, the Medfield Warriors 7. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Varsity Football on HCAM.
Yeah, but now we need more ice spice. Actually, it was a no, I'll beat no, because make it later.
Welcome back in to David M. Hughes Stadium. We're just about ready for the second half. Well, Wally, we saw a wild first half between these two teams, and it was a half that consisted of a Cooper Fossbender 60-yard pick six. That started the game off pretty much. A 71-yard touchdown to Nick Pedroli, and array of turnover on downs.
Right. Lots of turnovers on downs.
Absolutely. And then you had the Hillers recover a fumble on a punt. Looked like Medfield was going to get the ball back, but not so much. And then you had an 11-yard touchdown reception by Christian Pereira.
And that was just about right before the half, about 29 seconds left in the half, correct?
Yes, indeed. And Pereira is a guy who has not done that much in this game. Only had 2 receptions overall for 20 yards, but has that 11-yard
touchdown's the big one.
And it was an absolute beauty of a play. Great pass as well from Rivard. And Cooper Fossbender had his second interception of the season. Of course, Nick Pedroli, can't forget about him. He's been huge in this game. 71 yards receiving, and he had his 4th touchdown of this season. And how about Nick Pedroli in that first half? 100 yards receiving, had 158 coming into this game.
Big one, a lot of yards on that touchdown play.
Medfield is set to kick it away. The Hillers are going to get the ball back. They have a chance to really take momentum.
Right, yeah, like a double score here that Bill Belichick always likes to talk about. So before we kick things off, I just saw on the news flash that legendary linebacker for the Chicago Bears, Dick Butkus, has died. He was 80 years old. So our condolences go out to the Bears and the Butkus family.
Absolutely. He was an absolute legend.
Yeah, a real beast. And that kickoff's going to go out of bounds, and that's a flag. That's going to be our second flag of the game. That's it. So that's a ball kick out of bounds. That's going to put the ball on the 35-yard line for the Hillers.
Legal procedure, and the Hillers going to have pretty good field position to start off their first drive of the second half.
At their own 35-yard line.
Ball will be marked at their own 35-yard line. And we'll see if the Hillers can continue with the success they had in that first half. And another guy I don't want to forget to mention, how about Quinn Keeler in this game? He had an interception. He's had a couple of pressures as well, and he's come up with a few big stops.
Yeah, real good defensive game.
I'd say he's a candidate, an early candidate for player of the game.
Right, because really the game has been, the Hillers' defense has really been dominating the game more than anything else. Another high snap.
And Bellafato up the middle, and he might have a first down with forward progress or be just shy.
Yeah, they're going to give him 10 yards. The question will be if he gets the first down or not. But that's his best run of the game.
Well, not including that 22-yard loss of yardage on the high snap. The Hillers, they only had 7 yards rushing, and if you include that 22 yards, it's actually negative yardage, but through the air, 134 yards overall. As far as Medfield, they've been pretty balanced, 91 yards on the ground, 82 through the air. Back to the line they go.
They've had 2 big pass plays.
Rivard takes the snap, hands it off. Another run up the middle, 4 or 5 yards there.
That snap's still a little high for my liking. I don't like to see, especially where they've had 2 bad snaps that have cost them yardage. I don't like to see them, creeping up high again. I hope we can kind of keep that under control.
Ball marked at the 49, second and 6 for the Hillers. Nice 4-yard rush for Bellafato. And we'll see if this Medfield defense starts to tire out. The Hillers, they've been running at them pretty hard, and Medfield has held up strong so far. We'll see if it continues. And it's a screen to Pereira along the near side across midfield, and he's brought out of bounds at around the 48-47.
Yeah, he's going to be just short of the first down by about half a yard, or about a yard. So 3rd and 1 here.
3rd and 1 at the Medfield 46-yard line.
It's about a 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, nice screen play. They had the blocker out there. Pereira almost ran into the defender, but was able to slip by him and get another probably 4 yards after that.
I think when he caught, he kind of stopped, but I think he was still in bounds and didn't realize it.
Yeah, at the end, could have been.
Vard out of the gun. Two receivers on either side. With a man in the backfield. It's Fossbender. He'll get the call. Fossbender fighting his way forward, and it looks like he stopped short.
We got a flag on the play.
Flag comes in.
Yeah, he was stopped way behind the line of scrimmage. Then he bounced outside, and he got almost to the line to gain before he got knocked back. That's a hard run
Question
for
is,
Cooper Fossbender.
who is the flag on?
So he definitely short of the first down. Now we'll see who the flag is on. No, they picked up the flag. Apparently no flag.
So that was no gain for Fossbender, and they're bringing out the punting unit. Or are they? Oh, yep, there's Perryman. Looks like they're just going to punt it away here. I mean, that shows they got a lot of faith in their defense.
Right.
And they will indeed punt it away, and it's a pretty good punt. Sky high, and it'll land at the 25.
That's a flag on the Hillers. Yeah, Hiller's defender made contact with the Medfield receiver before he could catch the ball.
So they punt it away, and Medfield will get a few extra yards with the flag more than likely. I believe the spot of the penalty is around the 25. And I think that's where they would march those yards from, depending on the call. That is indeed where they're going to march from, the 25.
Coach Sanborn's arguing his case.
It's going to be a...
I don't know what grounds he has to argue on, though.
Ball marked at the 38-yard line for interference, 15-yard penalty. So the Warriors, they have some pretty good field position. They work left to right across your screen. Tom Nappy, Wally Henneberry, happy to be with you on the call. Our H-Camp crew, Ashley Simmons, John Ritz, Tanisa Taki, doing a great job as usual, bringing you Hiller football coverage. And a great atmosphere here on this Thursday night. It's been a wild game, and I think it'll get even more wild in the second half. Here's a run up the middle, a couple yards there.
Yeah, that's probably a pickup of 3 right up the middle.
That was McCormack getting the call.
And we've got Russell Perryman coming off the field with a sore hand.
It's going to be about a 4-yard pickup. Second and 6 from the 43 for the Warriors. Up to the line they go. Asapitas under center. And he's going to pitch it back to McCormack. And it's a sweep up the near side. And he takes it into Hiller territory, brought down close to the 45.
Yeah, that's that play that in that long drive that Medfield was having a lot of success with. Running that sweep with McCormack going left and right. He really has been able to pick up large chunks of real estate with that play.
That's a pickup of 12 yards there. McCormack, he's been the workhorse.
Yeah, hasn't only come out of the game yet.
He's at about 20 carries already. They go, power ice dropped, and it was covered up by the fullback, Matt Stevens.
That was a quick handoff to the fullback, and he didn't get one step after he got the ball. Yeah, McCormack's been in there for every offensive play, yet the quarterbacks have been rotating in and out.
McCormack had 78 yards on the ground in the first half. Add the 16 from this half. He has 94 overall.
Yeah, quick handoff to the up fullback who lost a yard on the play. The Hillers were right in his face.
2nd and 11.
Now all the blockings on this side you can see. Oh, it's a fumble.
Oh, it's a fumble, and who
Hillers
has
have it.
Hillers
Hillers have it.
Recovered by Quinn Keeler.
Great play.
How about Quinn Keeler tonight?
He's right on the right spot. He's already got penetration into the backfield when the quarterback and the running back mishandled the handoff, and Keeler's right there to jump on the ball.
The junior coming up huge.
He could have, had a big reason for the fumble. It kind of spooks the quarterback and the running back when there's a guy already in the backfield, and the handoff is rushed, and that's what happens. And he's right there. He makes the play, and then he gets the bonus by picking up the ball.
So now it's an interception, a fumble recovery, a couple of pressures, 4 or 5 tackles. Very impressive night by Quinn Keeler. Bellafato up the middle.
There goes Bellafato for 7 or 8. Another nice run. So he's had his 2 best runs here in the second half.
About 6 yards there. Yeah, he's actually had his longest run of the evening in this half. It was that 10-yard run.
Yeah, he had the 10-yard run. Now this is another 7. That's 2 good runs here.
2nd and 4 from the 43. Brevard going to line it up out of the gun. Receivers in tight to either side. And it's Bellafato fighting his way up the middle, still on his feet. And he's brought down at around the 39, 38-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to give him the first down on that. Another nice run there. Not as much running room, but he was able to power his way through for the first down.
Another 5 yards for Bellafato.
And this is what we're used to seeing out of Bellafato. The first half, he really didn't have any room to run. Now he's kind of getting some room there, and he's doing what he usually does.
And they're going to line it up this time out of the pistol, and it's Fossbender, and he fumbles, and Medfield recovers.
He got hit real hard right on the ball.
Or did they recover?
I think the Hillers jumped on it.
It looked like someone from Medfield had it in their grasp, but it might have slipped out.
Yeah, Fossbender got hit right on the ball.
It is recovered by Hopkinton. It looks like Abdul Al-Shabi recovered it.
37-yard line, where it'll be 2nd.
So the Hillers get a big break there.
Yeah, things going their way right now. And when it comes to the breaks like that, they're making their own luck here.
Fossbender is going to the right as Rivard rolls to his right and throws and connects with Pereira along the right sideline at about the 34-33.
Now you're going to have about 3rd and 4.
4-yard pickup there.
And it looks like we're in the usual 4-down territory here. The whole game looks like it's been third and down, 4th down, right in this same spot of the field the whole game.
So they're marked out around the 32, first down marker, about the 29, I want to say. We'll see what they do here. Fossbender is in the backfield. 2 receivers either side, motion left to right, and it's Fossbender getting the call, and he gets nowhere.
Yeah, a tough one. Now, it looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field like we assumed. Oh, we got a hurt player.
Yeah, we have an injured Medfield Warrior. It looks like in some pain is Luke Dobbin, the junior. Certainly hope he's okay. And they're going to check on him, and while they do, we'll step aside. You're tuned into Hillers Football on HCAM. Welcome back into David M. Hughes Stadium as Luke Gobbin was helped to his feet. It looked like he was walking off for the most part under his own power, which was certainly good to see. It's going to be a 4th and 6 situation for the Hillers after Fossbender lost a couple of yards on that last rush attempt. And Rivard's going to pitch it to Fossbender. Fossbender up the near side. Eludes one tackler, still on his feet as he gets past the 30, brought down at around the 29.
He's going to be real close.
Get the first down. This is going to be very close.
He's going to be real close. He was stopped dead way behind the line of scrimmage and was able to break free and then get all the way close to the line to gain.
Good old-fashioned bump and run.
Yeah, it looks like they're not going to give him the first down.
So it is a turnover on downs.
Too bad. That was an exciting play.
Medfield defense coming up huge there, and they'll start from their own 29. 3:17 left to go in the third quarter.
So let's see how the Hiller defense can do now. 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. They've been kind of dominating the game, except for that one long drive.
Asapitas lines up under center. Power eye in the backfield. McCormack getting the call, and he gets nowhere. In on the stop for the Hillers, the senior Russell Perryman.
Fossbender was first back there through the line into the backfield. Got it wrapped up the runner, but wasn't able to drag him down. But he did enough to slow him down so the rest of the guys could get him for a loss. Or right at the line of scrimmage. But that was a great play by Fossbender to break through the line.
This has been one of those sloppy, grinded out kind of games.
It really has been.
All right, once again for Medfield. And they're going to pitch it. It's going to be McCormack taking it up the far side. And he is going to be stopped after a gain of, I'd say, 3 or 4.
Yeah, the Hillers looked like they were ready for that one. Yeah, you can always be ready for it, but it looks like they had that one pretty well defended. He got about 3 yards.
I'll mark that to 32. 3rd and 7
so
for
third
Medfield.
and long. If they can hold him here, I think you're in a situation where you're going to make Medfield punt.
Up to the line they go. And the lineup out of the gun with a lone man in the backfield. Receivers to the right side. And it's complete. Alex Munn's connecting with the captain, Matt Stevens, but he doesn't get very far, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, great tackle there by Danny Boulos.
Ball marked at the 34-yard line, only a pickup of 2, so that brings up 4th and about 5 to go.
Yeah, screenplay there. The reception was made, and then Boulos with a great tackle there in the open field.
So the Hiller defense once again coming up huge. Christian Pereira back to receive for the Hillers. And the snap, the punt, and it's a wobbly one, and it'll be caught out of bounds at around the 32. That is where the Hillers will start. 57 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
The Hillers had a little momentum on their last drive, ultimately turned it over on downs with just inches to go, but I hope they can build on that kind of momentum and really get the ball moving here on this drive.
I think you're going to see them come out with a lot of run, try to burn some clock as well, being up by 2 scores.
But I hope
and if you don't have much success there, they'll go right to the pass game, I'm sure.
And I'm hoping the line gets a little momentum, starts pushing around the defensive line by Medfield, start opening some holes.
Bellafato up the middle, and he gets just across the 35 before being brought down. Pickup of about 4. And Ja'Kai Bellafato, if you look at his rushing numbers in the first half, -2, 2, -1, 2, 4. Compare that to the second half, 10, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Yeah, he's like I said, he's had a little bit more room to run here in the second half, and let's hope it continues. But he really was going nowhere in the first half. You know, of course, it's not all on him. That's, you know, the line in front of him and the defense playing well and all that. You know,
the
all
O-line,
comes together.
You got to give them credit too. They've really stepped it up.
They have in the second half.
And Bellafato, as we jinx him, and he gets nowhere that time.
It's stopped for a loss of a yard.
Loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up third down. So
that's going to be the end of the third quarter there.
Well, it was a back and forth third quarter, and it was a quarter that was all about defenses. And we will march on to the fourth quarter with the Hillers leading it 21-7.
Yeah, scoreless third quarter, correct?
Yes, indeed. First scoreless quarter of the game. In the first quarter, it was 7-0 Hopkinton. Second quarter, 14-7 quarter. And we'll get another game going on tonight, Holliston and Natick. Try to get you an update for that game. Can't find an update as of right now, but we'll keep an eye out for it.
No, I was waiting for that. And we like to know how Holliston is doing when at the Hopkinton games.
That's the game, you know, the Hillers certainly have circled on their calendar.
Always. And Natick's always a tough team, so that's a tough game for Holliston.
Actually, it's Holliston at Norwood.
Oh, now I'm not as interested or excited.
Well, you should be, because the Hillers have Norwood next week.
Okay. All right, now you brought my interest back in.
That's where we'll be right here as the Hillers host Norwood. Julian Rivard going to take it out of the gun. A 3rd and 7, and his pass incomplete in the direction of Sam Pantera. And Pantera falling to the ground along the far side, and wasn't happy about that. Good coverage by Max Masters.
Yeah, really good coverage by Medfield. They had 2 defenders over there. They had the cornerback and a safety over there. And the throw was just a little bit behind Pantera. I think it hit the Medfield defender in the back.
And the Hillers will punt it away. That drive only went 3 yards for the Hillers. They just were not able to get anything going. So they'll rely on their defense once again. Perryman just gets this punt away. It'll land at the 40, takes a nice Hiller roll, all the way back to about the 28.
Yeah, very nice roll on the punt. Not a long punt in the air, but they did get another 10 or 12 yards out of it on the ground. Oh, and there's a flag on the play.
Let's see who this is on.
Coach Sanborn doesn't look excited, so it could be on the Hillers. Yep, they're going to walk that one back.
Personal foul on Hopkinton.
Personal foul. I don't know if they're going to make them kick it again or just march it off on the return here. Looks like they're going to march the 15 yards on here at the spot of the new line of scrimmage.
So Medfield going to have some good field position.
Good thing they got the extra 12 yards of roll on that punt.
The ball will be marched off. 15 yards. Medfield will take over 1st and 10 on their own 44-yard line.
So they'll start this drive from the 44-yard line, and we'll see if this Medfield offense can get anything going. And we do have a Holliston update. Holliston leading Norwood 17-13 was the halftime score.
Close one.
Certainly is. And when you think about it, TVL large, TVL division winners will be settled in the next couple of weeks. It's a pitch back to McCormack. Up the far side he goes, finds some room, and works his way into Hiller territory.
And he's going to get about 7 or 8 yards on that one. Again, he really likes that sweep. He doesn't have as much luck up the middle, but he's a strong runner.
Markham at the 48, so it was an 8-yard pickup by McCormack. And you got to think, Wally, this defense has been on the field quite a bit.
They have been. They've been on the field a lot tonight.
Power I once again in the backfield for Medfield. And it's going to be a run up the far side, and that is going to be a first down plus a few.
Yeah, that's about a 6-yard gain. So another first down for Medfield.
There's McCormack once again, their workhorse.
Well, how many carries does he have? Is he in the triple digits yet?
They mark him for 6. Back up to the line they go. Under center, that's Alex Munns. They're going to go offset power I. Run up the middle, and this one will not get very far. Good stop by the Hillers.
Yeah, he met a lot of resistance about a yard or two behind the line of scrimmage. Then he bounced out to the right, and that's where he picked up his extra 3 yards. So he ends up with a gain of about 1.5.
Medfield taking some time to huddle up.
Yeah, second and 9, or second and a short 9.
They're once again going to go power I in the backfield. We're back under center. Munn's going to pitch it back, and he's going to try to test the near side and gets nowhere. The Hiller defense ready for him on the carry. That was Cal Gardner.
Yeah, giving McCormack a break, and he doesn't get anywhere. He lost a couple yards.
Back to the Hiller 45-yard line where it'll be.
That brings up 3rd and 12 from the 45.
I think that counts as 3rd and long, right? 3rd and 12.
Yes, indeed.
This is where the Hillers need to step up big. If they can hold them back here without them advancing any yards, they might force a punt. If Medfield were to gain 8-10 yards and still not get the first down, they would probably go for it.
Now they're going to go out of the gun. Lone man in the backfield. 3 receivers lined up to the right. Munn back to pass. It's deflected.
The ball's on the ground. That could be a fumble, but I think they're going to rule that an incomplete pass. But you got to jump on it, though.
Cooper Fossbender deflecting the pass. And that'll bring up 4th and 12 from the 45.
He was all over the quarterback there.
He just absolutely stuffed Munns.
And he just rolled over the offensive lineman in front of him.
It looks like the Warriors keeping their offense on the field. It is getting late in the game. You're down by 2 scores.
Yeah, you're right. I was hoping they could force a punt, but I think you're right. I think it's too late in the game.
Well, they've brought in Munns for Asapitas. We haven't seen Asapitas lately. And he's going to go with a wishbone backfield, takes the snap, it's low, and it looks like the Hillers might have got a timeout call in just before the snap.
Yeah, they had no one covering the wide receiver on the right side in the slot. And they were desperately motioning to get someone up to cover him because they would have had a wide open guy running down the seam. So, yeah, wise call for the timeout there.
And they were certainly happy to get that timeout call in and
just in time.
Over.
Yeah.
Well, the Hiller defense has been the story tonight. We've had a few good offensive plays, but this defense has really propelled the Hillers tonight.
Yeah, they've been the story, I would say. Even though the Hillers have put up 21 points, 7 of them are from the defense, and the defense has definitely been on the field longer, and I think have held up their end of the bargain more tonight. let's hope they can keep it going. Let's hope we didn't just jinx them, right?
Big play here for the Warriors.
4th and 12.
They're not able to keep this drive going. It could be getting close to the end for them here tonight. Munn's going to line it up with a wishbone backfield. Takes the snap, backpedals, throws up the right side. It's caught by McCormack. Correction, that's the tight end, Luca Morello.
Number 26, Will Griffin.
Yeah, they were. The Hillers broke through the line again, and Munns was lucky to get rid of the ball. And he just threw it up high, knowing his receiver would be over there. And great play by Medfield.
That is a huge first down, 17 yards on the play.
Yeah, and the Hillers had broken through the line too. As they almost snuffed it out.
Munns is under center, power eye in the backfield. And
Going
he is
deep.
Back to pass, going
Got
deep.
a man.
And is it caught?
No.
He was out of bounds, I believe.
Oh wait, they're
wait.
signaling time. They're signaling touchdown.
All right, we got the late signal. It is indeed a touchdown. So that is a 28-yard touchdown pass
Wow.
for Medfield.
I saw an incomplete motion. I saw a no motion, and I saw a touchdown motion.
And that was Tamiwa Ojalape on the touchdown reception.
Two big plays in a row to go from 4th and 12 near midfield to touchdown in 2 plays.
Unreal. Medfield gets exactly what they needed, and the extra point is good. And just like that, we have a 21-14 game.
Yeah, the Hillers offense now has to come out and really do their thing now. Because they've been letting themselves get stifled down the last few drives. So now they need to get out and control the ball here.
Well, that was a 3-minute, 43-second drive that ended up going 56 yards, with the result being a 28-yard touchdown connection between Alex Munns and Tamiwa Ojalape.
Yeah, and that drive started with a 15-yard personal foul penalty on the Hillers, giving them better field position. So you kind of wonder what would have happened if they hadn't gotten that. Still a lot of time here in the 4th quarter.
Certainly is. This game is far from over. And the Hiller defense, they've been out there a good amount of the second half. And Wally, I think maybe they just got a little bit tired.
They might have. Yeah. I would. You really need a big drive here by the Hillers. Not just to score, but I'm thinking control the ball for a good amount of time. Just for that reason.
So Asapidis tees it up, and he will kick it away.
Pasapidis to kick off.
Pair back to receive for the Hillers. You got Pereira and Ja'Kai Belaflato. And he's going to
let that go out of bounds. Let that go out of bounds. Let that go out of bounds. There you go.
And they will indeed. Well, I think that was intentional to avoid the big kick return. The special teams has been a factor, a big factor in this game, and the Hillers have started off a couple of drives because of big returns, and that time Medfield trying to avoid it, but the Hillers going to start off with good field position anyhow, as the ball is marked at around the 35.
Yeah, they went with the squib, hoping that they wouldn't get any kind of a serious return, and you get what you get, right? You get a penalty. So
here we go. 8 minutes, 2 seconds left on the clock. Hillers start from their own 35, working left to right across your screen. Brevard going to line it up out of the gun. Trips bunch receivers on the left side. Up the middle is Belafato, and he doesn't get very far. In on the stop is the captain, Matt Stevens.
I wouldn't mind them trying to run around the edge.
They give him 2 yards on the carry.
It'll be 2nd and 8 for Hopkinton at their 37-yard line.
Vard out of the gun, and he's going to throw the screen, and here goes Pantera, and he is going to be brought down by a herd of Medfield Warriors.
And he catches about 2 yards there.
Pass to Pantera is complete.
He was hoping to break free, but just couldn't get out
Yeah,
of the jam.
kind of caught it in a little soft spot in traffic, and he ran around a little bit but didn't get very far.
3rd and 6 from the 39 for the Hiller offense. And
This is a real important conversion here if they
Really
can get
is.
it. They really need this one.
they have struggled pretty much all half long. In fact, they have been held scoreless so far in this half. Here's a big run, or maybe not. It looked like he was going to break free.
Had the beginnings of a big run. They're getting just 2 yards a carry here.
Short of the first down.
So
Ball be placed on the Hopkinton 43.
they got the other Hillers are going to have to punt.
Yeah, he only got to the 43, only about
2 yards to go.
4 yards
Russell Perryman
on the rush by Bellafato, and here comes the punting unit. Medfield's going to send 3 back to receive. Or they're switching it up, I guess.
3 back to receive. I wouldn't mind faking it right up the middle.
Snap kick, and Perryman able to get it away, and it'll be caught at the 32. Fair catch. And that is where Medfield will start. Will Griffin making the catch.
Medfield 32 yards.
Well, do you think the Hillers should have punted in that situation, or just maybe try to go for it, only needing a couple of yards?
I don't know if they would have
Medfield
to go for it, but I wouldn't have minded to see a fake punt, though. With 3 Medfield Warriors back to return, now you've only got 8 up front. You know, the chances are a little bit better. But the Medfield defense did what they needed to do after the kickoff.
Hiller defense needs to come up big here. Offset power eye in the backfield. Pitch to McCormack. Up the far side he goes, and he is pushed out of bounds right around the 45. Nearly broke free.
The Hillers have really had trouble defending that play. They've only really contained it about 3 times.
I believe it was Reese Goldweber who finally pushed him out of play.
ball be placed on the Hiller 42
Ball marked
yard
at the
line.
42.
And the one time they stopped that play for a loss, McCormick was on the bench.
First and 10 from the 42. Once again, they'll go with the 3-back set. And a run up the middle, and he's good for a 4 or 5 there.
Yeah, I like what Coach Sanborn is doing now. He's kind of subbing out defensive linemen here, trying to keep guys fresh.
There's McCormack once again.
It's like you said, defense been on the field an awful long time. This game, especially this half.
Second and 5 from the 47. Can the Hiller defense come up with yet another big stop?
5 minutes to go in the game. The Hillers really have run out to 21 points, and they've just been hanging on the whole second half.
They go offset in the backfield. It's a pitch to the up back.
They got him. They got him.
Can't escape. And he's brought down for a loss. And that was Evan Fitzpatrick taking him down.
Big play by Evan Fitzpatrick. That's the first time they've been able to stop McCormick on that sweep play behind the line of scrimmage. And great open field tackle by Evan Fitzpatrick.
So it's a loss of 6 yards, brings up 3rd and 11. And you'd have to expect here they're probably going to try to throw the ball. Munn's going to line it up out of the gun. A wishbone backfield. Back to
he's got him.
pass.
He's
In
got him.
trouble. Dragged down. down by Quinn Keeler.
Boy, he's having a great game for himself today.
Unbelievable. Quinn Keeler again.
He
Gets the
exploded
sack.
through the line for the sack. Munn saw him coming and still couldn't get out of the way and couldn't get rid of the ball. That's how fast he exploded through the line on top of him.
First sack of the season for Quinn Keeler.
How many tackles for a loss does he have coming into the season?
He actually had none coming into this game.
He's making up for that tonight.
I think he's getting extra playing time because perhaps of Charlie Petruni and Carlos Linton being out.
Could be.
But this is a guy you're going to see a lot more going down the stretch.
Yeah, he's
with
having
this kind of
right.
performance.
Yeah, he's having a great game for himself. We got a timeout on the field here.
Yeah, I think Medfield's talking about what to do here.
Yeah, 4th and 21.
I'd say there's plenty of time. I don't think there's any other option besides punting it away.
No, I agree, but you never know. You know, there is only 3 minutes and 54 seconds to go, but they are going to come out to punt.
Yeah, this is exactly what you would expect, or at least they appear as
Right. I was just going to say, this is a situation where you got to really watch out for a fake.
Well, another big stop by the Hiller defense, and that is exactly what they needed. The snap and the punt by Hasapitas. It's a
big
good
kick.
one. And it'll go back to the 30-yard line where it's caught by Christian Pereira, and that's where the Hiller offense will start.
Jeepers creepers. He signals for a fair catch and then has to make a leaping catch. Jeez. Good hands. And I was going to say, most important thing on this play is that you secure the ball. Catch the ball. Don't worry about your run back until you've actually got the ball in your hands.
So they mark it at the 32, 3:45 left to go.
Now you've got the Hillers are playing with the clock in their favor here.
Yes, it's Operation Burn Clock time.
You need first downs, but you just need to hold the ball.
Bard lines it up out of the gun, hands it off, bursting up the middle. Fossbender still on his feet. He just won't go down. And they're finally able to
8-yard
take
gain
it
for
down.
Fossbender. That's what we're used to seeing out of him when he comes in.
Big run there by Fossbender. Ball marked at the 42. That's close to the first down.
It is close. You're only going to give him a half a yard. Oh, they're
moving the
going to
chains.
call that a first down.
So a 10-yard carry by Fossbender. And Fossbender, he's been held in check in the second half, but breaks through there.
He's had very few opportunities in the game, in the offense tonight.
Bard out of the gun. It's Fossbender in the backfield. Two receivers either side. Fossbender up the middle, pushing his way forward. Won't get very far that time. A yard or two.
Most important thing is to not fumble. The second most important thing is to get some yards. So the first play he got the yards. This time he didn't fumble. Well, he didn't fumble the first time either.
So he checked off those two
He's checking the boxes. And the clock is ticking away. We're under 2:45 in the game.
We'll have to get you a chalkboard so you can write down those instructions.
Yeah.
Second and about 8 to go.
Well, the window is open. They can hear me.
Bard going to line it up out of the gun. He has three receivers spread out to his left. And it's Fossbender again. The defense ready for it. Not much there. And on the stop is Cal Gardner.
They really haven't tried to run around the edge at all tonight. We got a timeout by Medfield. Yeah, the Hillers have run all right up the middle the whole game. I wouldn't mind to see them change it up a little bit, just to show Medfield a different look here.
Well, I think in that situation they thought they could exploit the middle since the last couple of runs up the middle have worked.
Right.
I mean, they tried a few sweep plays, but it wasn't very successful. Really, the biggest runs tonight for the Hillers have been those up the middle runs. But in any case, that brings up 3rd and 9, so you're likely not going to be running here. Well, the defense has taken over the game, really, in the second half.
Both teams.
For both teams, right? The Hillers have been shut out so far in this second half. And Medfield, they had one successful drive, courtesy of a 28-yard touchdown reception by Tamiwa Ojalape. And here we stand at 21-14, 2:15 left. And it's still very much anyone's game. Rivard out of the gun, 2 receivers either side. He'll throw the screen to the right. It's bad.
That's a live ball, I think.
Is,
no, they're gonna call that. They're gonna call that dead.
Matt Stevens thought he was taking it to the house.
Ooh, I thought he was too.
That was just barely a forward pass, Wally.
Everybody gave up on it, except for me and the defender.
Well, it looks like it's going to come down to the Hiller defense.
Yep.
Perryman out to punt it away. And the Hillers only took off about 1:35 seconds off the clock on that drive. So still plenty of time for Medfield. Snap, punt, pretty good one, end over end, and it's dropped at the 30, picked back up, and he's brought down.
And there's going to be a flag on the play.
Well, what's the flag about? That's the question.
Yeah, they might pick that up if they're calling, like, I don't know if he called a fair catch on that.
I believe he did.
And then he muffed it, and then it becomes a live ball.
Ojalape. It looks like it is against the Hillers. Or maybe they picked it. All right, they picked it out.
No flag on the play.
Okay, so no penalty. 2 minutes, 2 seconds left. Medfield starts this drive from their own 28-yard line. Munn's in at quarterback, and he'll throw to his right. It's caught by Ojalape, and he's brought down. And it looks like a small loss as Cooper Fossbender and Ja'Kai Belafato in on the stop.
Good coverage by the Hillers over there. Cooper Fossbender is having a quiet, great game on defense also.
Certainly is. All right, so they gave him a yard with forward progress. Right back to the line they go. Throws to his left, and that was nearly intercepted. And Ojalape is brought down for a small loss. It looks like they're going to mark him back at the 30, so a loss of 2 on the play. And right back to the line they go. That clock continues to run.
Tackled inbounds.
This could be the game-finishing drive here. Up the right side, and I believe that was incomplete. Yes, it was.
He short-hopped it to his receiver there. Receiver never had a chance. And now it's 4th and 8 here.
Intended target there was Will Griffin. And it comes down to this play for Medfield. 4th. Oh, no. Yep,
4th and 8 here.
30.
A minute to go.
Yep.
Why is the clock stopped?
It was an incomplete pass.
Oh, right, correct. I got caught up in all the excitement.
It's easy to do. Happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
Speaking of excitement, Hiller girls soccer got a big win today over Bellingham, 4-0. They're now 11-0 on the season. Munn's going to line it up out of the gun. 3 receivers spread out to his right.
Oh, fumble snap.
Fumbled
snap.
And we're going to have a turnover on downs.
Yeah, Hillers have the ball either way. Fossbender came up with the fumble. So it doesn't make a difference either way, except for Fossbender gets a fumble in the recovery in the stat book.
Well, I don't know. I believe he was down before the ball came out, but either way, it's turnover on downs.
Right. Either way, the Hillers have the ball.
So the Hillers can pretty much knee out the clock now with 58 seconds, and I think this win obviously was a good team win, but the defense came up absolutely enormous.
The offense scored the points they needed to, but the defense really won the game for them.
And they may have to run a couple plays. Medfield does have a
timeout.
Timeouts. So they're going to give it off to Fossbender, fighting his way up the far side. And he got about 4 or 5 yards there.
Yeah, he broke a tackle there behind the line of scrimmage and turned it into a gain. And there's a timeout by Medfield.
Clock stopped at 48 seconds. Well, Wally, as long as nothing crazy happens, I think it is more than safe to say Quinn Keeler, your player.
Yeah, I think you're right. And you called it early.
He was just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, he was everywhere on defense tonight.
You name it, he pretty much did it. He had an interception in the first half, as well as a couple of pressures and a few tackles as well. And in the second half, he had a sack as well as a fumble recovery. So a huge night for the junior, Quinn Keeler.
I'm not sure, but I also think I saw him leading the band at one point. I might be mistaken.
Did he drive the bus as well?
Yeah.
And they will knee it out, and the Hopkinton Hillers are going to take the victory and improve to 4-1 on the season.
Nice win.
Very nice TVL large win by the Hillers.
And they're going to need one more kneel down, and that'll be it. Well, that's a great win for the Hillers tonight.
And it was a game that they got shut out in the second half, but it didn't matter as they come up with the victory. Their defense was pretty much unbreakable for the Medfield Warriors. And they'll just have to knee it out one more time, and that's going to do it.
That'll do it.
Big win for the Hillers, Wally. Impressive stuff.
Yeah, real nice win. You know, nothing flashy there, but just a solid win, especially for the defense really showed what they were made of tonight.
Well, the Hillers will next week host Westwood.
Thanks for the help.
And they will be right back here at David M. Hughes Stadium, and that should be a tough battle with a good Westwood program. And this is a huge win for the Hillers. You pick up your first divisional win, and you start things off right, and you bring yourself one step closer to capturing that TVL large title. And right now there's about probably 4 or 5 teams in the mix. I mean, with this loss, Medfield might have fallen out of the mix, but Westwood, they're also 3-1 heading into this weekend, so that should be a great game.
Yeah, the divisional wins are the big ones.
Absolutely. But Quinn Keeler, what a night he had, as he had an interception in the first half, a fumble recovery, multiple tackles, and a sack. Can't say enough good things about Quinn Keeler.
No, had a great game.
Did it all.
Yeah, there were some offensive stars in the first half, but none really in the second half. So all the glory goes to Keeler, especially in the second half, coming up big down the stretch too. That's where he did a lot of the good things right down the stretch.
And the Hillers defense up front pretty much put a halt to the Medfield run game, as they were unable to find space, and you got to give credit to the defensive line as well.
Yeah, they had probably about 6 turnovers on downs for the defense. That's fantastic. I think that shows you how hard they're working out there more than anything.
Well, it all started off with a Cooper Fossbender pick 6. Then you had a 71-yard touchdown to Nick Pedroli to make it 14-0. Medfield responded, made it 14-7. And then you'd have an 11-yard touchdown reception to Christian Pereira to make it 21-7. And at the half, that is what the score would be. Medfield found the end zone once in the second half, and that's where the scoring stopped.
Right. Very little scoring in the second half, just that one touchdown.
Well, a well-needed win, a big win for the Hillers. Hillers, and they look forward to taking on Westwood next week, but for now they're going to enjoy this one a little bit.
Yep.
Any final thoughts, Wally?
Defense, defense, defense. That's it.
I like it. Well, that is just about going to do it for our coverage here tonight. A big thank you to our crew, John Ritz, Denise Antaki, and Ashley Simmons. For Wally Hannaberry, I'm Tom Nappy. This has been Hopkinton Hillers Varsity Football on HCAM. As always, we thank you for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we will talk to you again soon. Goodbye, everybody.